by the 15th. We're going back on Jen's birthday because I figured the annual host to come back would be on his birthday, and it'd be a more memorable day because how we don't forget like our anniversary because it'll be every year on her birthday now. But it is Jen's birthday, so we're going to play this.
It's your birthday today. Jennifer! It's your birthday today. Jennifer! Rock and roll and celebrate. Celebrate, we will. Lose control and you cut the cake. The night is yours. Destiny awaits. Oh, wait with me. Share toast with your closest mates. It's your birthday today. Jennifer! It's your birthday today. Jennifer! Grab your goodie bags. Open your gift.
There you go. I'll be right back. I want to see what they want.
Breaking news with Paul Toole.
Hello and welcome. We have breaking news. It happens once a year, and today, one moment please. I'm just receiving some breaking news. We've got to say a very happy birthday to Jennifer. Friends and family have started to gather to celebrate this very special day. Our undercover reporter has discovered that Jennifer can't wait to cut into her birthday cake. One moment please. I'm just receiving some more breaking news. She is having a big party tonight to celebrate this momentous occasion.
TikTok, everybody.
Well, from us all here from
After
the
the
new
show, we'll be
studio,
live on
have
TikTok.
a very happy birthday.
That's cute.
We are back, and we got to actually stop.
Aw.
So it is her birthday. This is our first show. I should be using the mic because the mic I forgot. I'm still getting used to this, honestly, everybody. We'll be live on TikTok. I guess we can do some music reviews, but we should play the birthday song. Let's see if I can find a decent birthday song though on YouTube. Because I could DJ, but I don't know where all the birthday files are.
No, that's too funny.
But yeah, I figured I could do. Hey, no, you're not. How did you get? Sorry, I can't. Get down, Junior. Junior, get down. I gotta make sure, like, when we do the next show, that like everything's like, get down, buddy. Get down. Get down. Get down. You're gonna break something. Get down. Where even were you, honestly? Like, I swear, that's what happened to the real show. To the other shows on this is Simple.com. They did that shit too. Happy birthday remix. So this is a trial and error, as you see. Like, we weren't bare, but I said let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There you go. Here's the video again. I was looking up for it, so I get the
Ah, look at the baby! Aw, he's cute. That was cute. That was cute.
Obviously, it's Jen's 98th birthday. No, it's her 30. Is it 35 finally? You're finally 35? Yeah, so it's a 35.
35.
If
Yep.
you want to, I should be using this mic. I'm not used to that anymore. If you want to gift her on TikTok, that'd be great. She can throw up her TikTok. We also can throw up the link for her TikTok. I will do that actually right now because I know people need links to see everything. So let me go on TikTok.
Yeah. My TikTok handle is Luna Mini Wolf.
Yes, the first person that comes up is Jugga, like always. I gotta
Luna.
log. Wait, Jug is actually trending right now. What the hell? That's interesting. Let's see. Let's go to this. I hope you guys can see my screen. The
Mm-mm.
code. I'm not sharing the screen. Hopefully, okay, good. Don't need everybody to know my password, honestly.
Hmm.
No offense to you guys, but I just don't. All right, there is the code to get in. Give me 1 second. There it is. Like I said, this is our first show. There's some trial and error that we're just doing because I didn't think I could be able to go live until the 15th, but might as well try going live on YouTube just for the fun of it. All right, let's go with this. We're loading into TikTok, which takes forever for some reason. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Okay, there we go. Good. Stop. Here's her TikTok. We're going to share the screen. Go back to the live. Okay, let's go to.
Oof.
Let's go to her TikTok. Share the TikTok. There is her TikTok.
Ah, there's my TikTok.
There's a TikTok, everybody. There is. So if you follow that, you'll see her TikTok, and then we'll go to mine just because I'm obviously the owner and co-host of the show. Here's my TikTok, which you see all the crap I've done recently. All right, guys, I'll show you guys the website. Let me pull that up real fast. Let me stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the fan page. Everything's the Spin Team Show now. From now on, I got to upload the Facebook fan page of the Spin Team Show because that's the easiest way. Eventually, we'll have a website where you guys can just find it on the website, but don't have that right now. Where is Facebook? Facebook is. Okay, so Facebook. Here is the Facebook. Let me go back to the stream. Okay, and we're going to share the screen again. Here is our Facebook. Share screen. That is our Facebook. We're a brand new show. We kind of started summer, but stuff got in the way. But here's our Facebook. We're on top of the Diddy cases. Everything you need to know about the Diddy. And then we have a party on Halloween. Probably on the stream, honestly, and also on TikTok, everywhere you possibly imagine, on social media, TikTok, Facebook, anything like that. There'll be a party, but that was a TikTok. And then here's us, me DJing. And here's just a bunch of stuff that we've done over summer about Diddy. So if you need the information, just hit us up. And actually, let's go into, since we're talking about Diddy, let's see what Diddy actually has got going on right now. Because he's gotten into some shit. I don't know if you guys can see the screen, but can you guys see the YouTube screen? No, you guys only see the page. Okay, so let's get out of that one. Let's share the next page. Stop screen sharing. We're back with us. For 1 second. And then we're going to go share the YouTube by Diddy. Share that. Let's see if the first video comes up. Let's see what he did now. When did this come out? This came out 2 days ago, so let's see what he did. By the way, they show it might, yeah, definitely is rated.
Diddy parties,
YouTube
those are assault
purposes,
parties. And I was
rated
one of the
over
kids that was
15.
one of the party favors. Means that you're set on top of a table
It's not
and you're
kid-friendly
used
before we get
as
trouble on
a
YouTube.
toy. It's not just celebrities, there's a lot of different people. They called it an all-black party, but it was mainly because a lot of the party favors were black kids, 15, barely 16. It's foggy. A lot happened that night, and I went really numb.
So obviously, that's probably.
Sean Diddy Combs, a name that once stood for hip-hop royalty.
Hey, she probably drugged her, and she's another rape victim. Let's find out, though.
Business mogul and music legend. But now it stands for something much darker and much more sinister. Sex trafficking, drug-fueled
Like I said,
orgies,
there it is.
violent threats. This isn't just another Hollywood scandal. This is the downfall of a man who wielded immense power and influence for decades. And it's shaking the American entertainment industry to its very core. But here's the real shocker. This scandal doesn't stop with Diddy. No, the list of names tied to his depravity includes A-list celebrities, high-profile figures, and even Vice President Kamala Harris. How deep does this
That's
go?
scary.
How far up the chain of power and influence do these allegations reach? And why are so many powerful people staying silent? Let's break it down. Diddy has been denied bail twice
That's Chris
and
Brown.
faces life in prison if convicted on sex trafficking charges. The accusations? Racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transporting individuals to engage in prostitution. The indictment paints a disturbing picture of elaborate, drug-fueled sex performances, so-called freak-offs, where women and even men were manipulated, abused, and violated to satisfy Combs's twisted desires. Authorities raided Diddy's homes, seizing over one
fucking semen on the guy's back. What the fuck was that? Let's rewind this shit. What the fuck was?
I don't
to
know.
satisfy Combs's
No,
What
it's
the-
alcohol. It's champagne.
Something like that. They looked wrong, anyways.
twisted desires. Authorities raided Diddy's homes, seizing over 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil. And
Why the fuck do you need that many bottles of lubricant? That's fucking kind of weird.
prosecutors are now comparing him to Jeffrey Epstein. That's right, Diddy was part of the same elite social circle that included Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Are we really surprised? And here's where it gets worse. The names: Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, Megan Fox, and even Vice President Kamala Harris. These are the names that have surfaced on the so-called Diddy list. Celebrities, politicians, public figures who were allegedly part of or witnessed these horrific events. Silence is deafening from these stars. Usher, Pink, Megan Fox, they've all deleted social media posts as rumors swirl about their involvement. Why? In 2020, Vice President Kamala Harris publicly thanked Diddy for hosting a town hall on racial inequality. But that tweet, it's now being resurfaced by MAGA supporters in light of these charges. So are we missing the bigger picture here? Where those in power are somehow connected to these vile accusations? Diddy's legal team is doing everything in its power to keep him out of prison, offering a staggering $50 million bail package, but the courts denied it. Why? Prosecutors argue that Combs has a history of intimidating witnesses, threatening to leak explicit videos, forcing his victims into silence. Yet even now, with over 120 accusers, some of them minors, his lawyers claim this is all part of a reckless media circus. Is it really a circus? Or is the world finally waking up to the monsters behind the fame? A former security officer involved in the raid compared Diddy's scandal to Epstein's operation. 15 years of debauchery, criminal behavior, and violence, fueled by drugs, greed, and power. And what about the celebrities who were at these wild parties? Hollywood royalty, Khloe Kardashian, Megan Fox, Russell Brand, and even Howard Stern, all allegedly witnessed these acts. We need to ask, what did they see? Why haven't they spoken up? And why has Justin Bieber's team stayed so quiet, despite him once being mentored by Diddy? The silence of these A-listers is becoming deafening. So who will be next? Who will be the next big name dragged into this scandal as the Diddy list grows longer by the day? If Kamala Harris, one of the most powerful politicians in America, is tied to Diddy, what does that say about the U.S. leaders? This case is a bomb waiting to explode. And it's not just about Diddy anymore. How long will the elite in Hollywood and Washington hide behind their power and influence? And most importantly, will justice ever truly be served? This is more than a scandal. This could be one of the biggest takedowns of Hollywood and political royalty we've ever seen.
Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I just realized something. Alright, let's go watch one more video and then I guess we'll talk about it. Let's see what is law and crime. Let's see what this one. Oh, that's
It's
cool.
a shocking fall from grace. In less than a year, P. Diddy went from beloved music icon to disgraced sexual predator, at least according to the charges from the feds. Right now, he's behind bars in New York, the same place where just last year, he was given a key to the city. It was a disturbing set of allegations that led to Diddy's arrest in the way of multiple civil suits brought by accusers.
Like what?
And in some of those suits, co-defendants are listed, and in
Yes,
others, celebrities. Could it be a time of
I guess we
reckoning
could be a
for
speaking
them
show,
too?
but
We're taking a deep
probably
dive
that's
into all
video,
the
whatever.
celebrities
It's
listed in
stupid.
Diddy's civil lawsuits
Yes,
and whether
not
they
everybody
too
for the first
could face
show.
federal charges. I'm Sierra Gillespie, and this is Law and Crime News. A groundbreaking case brought forth just this week when 54-year-old Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on September 15th. He now faces some pretty serious federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy was indicted by a federal grand jury and is now being held in Brooklyn at the Metropolitan Detention Center after he was twice denied bail. Grand jury and is now being held in Brooklyn. There's some pretty serious federal charges: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy was indicted by a federal grand jury and is now being held in Brooklyn at the Metropolitan Detention Center after he was twice denied bail. Diddy's attorneys say he was in New York for about a week before the arrest, anticipating the federal indictment. But he wasn't the only one who kind of saw this coming. After federal investigators raided 2 of Diddy's homes back in March, we kind of had an idea something was on the way. Just this week, we learned some of the items that investigators collected during those raids of Diddy's homes in both Miami and Los Angeles. According to the indictment against Diddy, investigators seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants from his homes. The court doc states that these items were used in something referred to as freak-offs, which were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. According to prosecutors, Diddy and his associates transported commercial sex workers over state lines and even internationally. Diddy then allegedly gave these sex workers and victims controlled substances, at times unbeknownst to the victims. Prosecutors say Diddy did this to keep the victims obedient and compliant. He then took videos of victims having sex with these sex workers, sometimes without their consent. After all this, both Diddy and the victims would receive IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. Federal investigators say that during the raids of Diddy's homes, they collected some of these recordings showing the disturbing details of these freak-offs. And the feds had a heads up about these recordings, thanks to some of the civil lawsuits filed against Diddy, namely the one brought by Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod. Lil Rod worked with Diddy on his Love album starting in 2022 and says he experienced months of abuse all at the hands of Diddy. In his lengthy civil suit, Lil Rod refers to these recordings saying, quote, "Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones," that's Lil Rod, "to record him constantly. Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in some serious illegal activity." Lil Rod's lawsuit also lays out some other pretty disturbing claims, like that Diddy sexually assaulted him and forced Lil Rod to have sex with a prostitute. But Lil Rod's lawsuit came out swinging in more ways than one. Not only did it shed light on the dark allegations against Diddy, but it dropped some high-profile celebrity names too. First, there's Academy Award-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Lil Rod alleges Diddy was, quote, "grooming him to pass him off to his friends." This fear became reality when Mr. Combs introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. while they were on Mr. Combs' yacht. The lawsuit includes pictures of this too, showing both Diddy with Cuba and then Cuba with his arms around Lil Rod. Court docs go on to say, quote, "Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs near his groin, and the small of his back, near his buttocks and his shoulders. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away." Here's former prosecutor Melba Pearson.
In the last couple of years, there were allegations against him for sexual assault. So now we had those prior allegations, and now we see him tied to this case as allegedly trying to, assault a Lil Rod, assault others.
Back in 2019, Cuba was booked on misdemeanor charges of forcible touching and sexual abuse after allegedly groping a woman in Times Square. By the next year, 3 women had come forward accusing him of non-consensual sexual touching. He eventually reached a plea deal with prosecutors that required 6 months of counseling but no jail time. Just this summer, he appeared on Dan Abrams Live, where he discussed those charges.
You pleaded guilty to a forcible touching misdemeanor in 2022, eventually led to a guilty plea of a lesser charge. A year later, you settled a federal civil lawsuit, 2 more civil misconduct lawsuits. Can you understand why some would say, don't want to cast this guy?
Sure. But I can also understand some people who come up to me in the street all the time, yell, show me the money, and say, hang in there, and I see what you're going through. You know, you make movies for an audience of people, right? So right now, I'm making a movie for faith-based people who are excited to renew our hope in humanity, especially the times we're in, dealing with politics and the world issues that are going on. So that's where I am now.
And have you expressed regret, sorrow, apologies for what happened previously?
Everything that happens in my life is for a reason. I believe that. And if I continue to walk on my path, whatever that is, I know at the end result, it'll be to make me stronger, to be a better person, to be a better father, you know? And right now, that's the moment I'm in.
Back to Melba. She says it's possible that charges could be brought against the actor.
I'm getting the feeling where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Because now we have two different instances where you're accused of the same type of behavior, you know, years apart. I think there's something there. And I don't know that Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to escape from that one, because he already saw definitely people moving away from him within Hollywood circles and other circles once those first sexual assault allegations came out. So at this point, I don't think he's going to get away with it a second time.
Is it possible that he could face charges based on these allegations that were brought forward by Lil Rod?
It is possible as well. Again, we've got the statute of limitations issue to deal with. So depending on the time frame of when this happened is, you know, again, the Adult Survivors Act, which was the vehicle where many of these lawsuits came out, many of these civil lawsuits, came out, there was a finite amount of time for those suits to be filed. The time frame is going to be very, very important. What witnesses come forward, because again, you know, this may not be a situation where DNA may be at play. This may be more of a situation of, hey, yes, I was there and I recall, you know, Cuba Gooding Jr., you know, putting his hands on Lil Rod, or I recall certain aspects. So it's going to be a very witness intensive type of case. And the question is, will the witnesses be willing to come forward?
Another high profile name listed in Lil Rod's lawsuit is Jennifer Lopez.
From the standpoint of the names of the celebrities that were tied to this, the fact that Jennifer Lopez was tied to this back when she was involved in or party to a shooting at a nightclub when she was dating Diddy, and is now alleged to have brought the gun with her to the scene and gave it to Diddy, and that's how the shooting occurred.
Lil Rod's team brings up J-Lo when establishing Diddy's history, writing his quote, RICO enterprise has existed for at least 20 years, dating back to the 1999 nightclub shooting in NYC, when Mr. Combs required his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez to transport his illegal firearm into the NYC nightclub. The court docs also allege Diddy forced his then artist Shine to assume responsibility for the shooting of several individuals. The shooting happened on December 27, 1999 at about 2:55 a.m. A fight broke out at a nightclub in New York City between Diddy, Jamal Barrow, who's known as the rapper Shine, and Matthew Allen, who went by the nickname Scar. Guns were drawn and 3 people were shot. No one suffered any life-threatening injuries, and the victims were not involved in the fight. J-Lo and Diddy fled from the scene in a car, but were later arrested and charged. J-Lo's charges were dropped, but the others stuck. Diddy was acquitted, but Shine was sentenced to 10 years in prison. He was released in 2009 and deported back to his home country of Belize. Lil Rod alleges it was Diddy who pulled the trigger, and Shine just took the fall for him. Because of this allegation, experts like former FBI agent Bobby Chacon say investigators could take a second look at the shooting. If there's a civil lawsuit that lays out this major allegation, what would it take to reopen an investigation into something that happened 25 years ago?
Well, it would take, it would take a different look at it. So you know, in other words, he was acquitted on state murder charges. Now, federal charges can be different. You can have RICO, you can have continuing criminal enterprise, you can have, so the underlying acts, the predicate acts, what we used to call when I worked RICO cases, a RICO predicate act could be something like that 1999 case, and you can use it as a predicate act. You can bring it up. You can, you know, when I worked cold cases of this type.
Anyways, I mean, what's your opinion on the shit with Diddy? I think he's going to jail for life and he deserves it because he's a rotten piece of shit. And I'll say that's his face any fucking day because I just like how you rape like thousands and thousands of people in rape, and you're always people in the industry. Like it's very dirty what you did. Very dirty. Get out. I'm on live on the show. Get out. Anyways, it's very dirty what Diddy did. But I don't know like how you can be so disgusting in the industry. Besides the fact that like, you are part of Illuminati, you sold yourself to the devil. And there's a lot of shit that you did behind closed doors that a bunch of us know in Miami, and it's very sickening. And like for it all to come out finally, especially when obviously Donald Trump is I suppose more of the truth. You were definitely fucked. You know, that's my opinion on it. Did you have an opinion on that, Jen?
What I'm gonna wait for is I'm just gonna wait for this whole thing to come to the surface. You think he's in trouble? You just wait to see that list of people who were involved.
All the
ones that
A-listers are
are not,
involved.
are hiding in silence. All of a sudden, one day we're gonna start hearing these major names, and everyone's gonna step back and be like, "Oh my god,
Like that big building.
it's
down in
more
Los
than what we
Angeles.
thought of." It was.
Oh yeah, like the underground tunnels. Like he has a tunnel gone straight to the Playboy Mansion. That means that Hugh Hefner was a pedophile too. Like it, and there's a bunch of underground tunnels. Like, and they warned us about that when I went out there to visit my uncle and everything. That it was very corrupt, and I always thought they were kidding. But they said you don't want to go to Playboy Mansion party because I was like 16, 17 years old, and we got invited with my dad. And I was like, I don't want to. Like honestly, like I'm like no, because like okay, whatever. And my uncle Tim DeBate, rest in peace. He knew all the Lakers, he knew all the big time people. So like it would be cool, but I'm glad I kind of stayed away from all that shit because honestly, like this tour was cool enough. And we saw Snoop Dogg go driving home, yada yada yada. I wouldn't want to be involved in that. I'm glad like a lot of record deals I was having and a lot of shit I've done like fell through because it's like would I be the next victim if I was the one that's like went into Universal Records, which I still want to sign for Universal Records, but let's just say Diddy's records. I'm not saying any companies because I don't want to get like copyright sued on the first show. But I'm just saying like look what Justin Bieber had to go through. Look what all these people had to go through to get somewhere.
That's why I tell everyone Hollywood is not as glamorous as they put it out to be. You see the Hollywood sign, you see the Hollywood Boulevard. Everyone's all smiling.
It smells like piss.
La, la, la.
Like it smells like piss. You have to have a gun or taser.
In Hollywood, you're gonna have to sell your soul, and that's the sick thing about it. You want to get famous, you want to get somewhere in life, you gotta sell.
Because
your
like
soul.
the first time I got involved in Hollywood when I was a model and shit, the Illuminati came to me and they said sign this and everything, and then my mom read the contract and my producer read the contract. Shout out to Vito Molino, shout out to a couple of other producers I dealt with. But anyways, like it was like I guess I get chills to this day. It was very sickening, like the shit that was going on, and this was when I was a kid. I couldn't imagine like if I actually got famous, like I'm trying to do my get famous myself by my own, like be independent. But I couldn't imagine what they would have me do as a kid, because I know there's a lot of sucking dick, there's a lot of taking up the ass. Like I said, the show is rated X, like especially what we're doing the dick, because like it's definitely like it's very sickening what they did. Like everything I did, everything you see I did was on my own. I did get help for my wife and Carter County, but most of the shit's like all the equipment, everything. Like you see, like I'm self-made. Like I've done everything myself. Besides, like I had a couple few people, my wife, my mom support me. Besides that, everything else has been on my own. And I'm trying to take over Houston market. I've already have a good name in Fort Myers, Florida. Shout out to 239. I don't know, like DJ C is definitely a DJ Q. DJ KS1, a bunch of other DJs I'm probably forgetting right now, but it's the people I got to see when I was there. And DJ Pat, obviously DJ Pat, like you're the real one. Burn Nightclub, they should be doing shit right now. Tonight, it's a Sunday night. Celsius, it's all right. Like Celsius, shout out to DJ. What the fuck is her name? I don't remember your name anymore. Something. DJ Dream J that stole my job, and hopefully you do see this. Like she stole everything from us and everything, and she like teamed up with the wrong people. But all power to her, do your shit. You have to do power moves. And I wish I did the power move, but the guy that took over the market in Fort Myers, Florida, was gonna pay everybody shit, and like I didn't want to write it out. I was already doing my own thing in Miami. Shout out to Drew Purdue and the Hard Rock. Hard Rock is a much better place to DJ through. Shout out to 305 Bar Claw, Awesome Nightlife. Awesome Life is my company. Definitely if you want to work, if you want to be on the show, contact us. You obviously would have my number. It's 239-888-4788. I guess I'm gonna end the show like this because it's no point. Like we're brand new. We have one viewer. Shout out to one viewer. It's been here for day one. It's been on here. If you want to see the continuing show, go to TikTok because I'm gonna go to TikTok and try to make some money now on DJ. I could DJ on here, but like I said, it's for show, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's worth it right now. Sorry for the one person that's watching. It's probably my dad or my mom or someone in the family. besides that, much love you guys. I'm going to end it on that. Okay, how do you end? End. Hang on, what the hell?